Hi, hello, good afternoon. Today we are going to show you how to prepare some candied cherry tomatoes, these cherry tomatoes, with extra virgin olive oil. The process is very simple. We need very simple ingredients. So first of all, we need the cherry tomatoes, we need some garlic, we need some herbs, could be fresh or could be dry herbs. In this case we have rosemary, but you can use any kind of herb. Then we have pepper, we have salt, a little bit of sugar, and the main ingredients with the tomatoes, which is extra virgin olive oil. It's very important that you use a very good oil, and don't worry, because once we finish with the tomatoes, all the remaining oil will be a very aromatic one that we can use for many. So the process is really very simple. So the first thing we are going to do is we need a nice pot. In this case I'm going to use a cast iron pan, which is perfect for this type of process. To confit some products, especially if they are vegetables, you need to have the heat very controlled. You cannot have a very high heat in your oil. You need a low temperature, around 70 degrees Celsius. So it's very important some kind of pan that can expand the heat, but a very low temperature. So for that, the cast iron is really good. So the first thing that we are going to do is, once you have your cherry tomatoes completely washed, you just put them all in the pan. Then you just crush some cloves of garlic. You just need, for this amount, like 4 or so. So just with the back of a knife, we are going to crush them a little bit. So you just take like this, peel them a little bit. Now we are just going to put the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so we are going to put some dried herbs. In this case, as I told you, I've put some rosemary, but you can combine. You can put rosemary, you can put thyme, you can put sage, you can put oregano, whatever you want. Then we are going to put a little bit of salt. Okay, a little bit of pepper, and it's better if you just put the pepper in the same moment, ground pepper. We are going to add just a little bit of sugar, because you know that the tomatoes are acid, so we are going to reduce the acidity. Just a little bit of sugar. And the final touch will be our olive oil. So you need to put quite amount of olive oil. You have to just cover. I'm going to show you. So you have to cover almost half of the amount of cherry tomatoes. I'm using the cherry, what we call cerise cherry tomatoes. Okay, so once we have this ready, just the only thing we need to do is just to put it in the stove. We are going to fire, and we will leave this in a very low heat for at least 1 hour. So we don't want this to be frying, we want this to be, the process is called confit. So what we want is the cherry tomatoes to be cooking in a very slow way, so they will get all the texture, but lots of flavor. So now we are going to leave this for about 1 hour, and after an hour we will come back and we will see how the process is. It is not necessary, if you are controlling the temperature of the oil, it's not necessary to cover. you can just leave it like this. Okay, so let's leave this and we will wait for 1 hour. Perfect. So now, after 30 minutes, I told you before like 1 hour, but because those cherry tomatoes are small, they don't need to be so long. So if now we have the tomatoes for half an hour, and if you see, I'm pressing them and they are completely soft. So now that's the moment when I'm going to switch it off, and then I'm going to leave them cool, and once they are already cold, then I will put them in this jar. I just will put a little bit of oil, and then I will close it and I will leave it in the fridge. And then there are many uses you have for these tomatoes, just for a salad, or to be like a side for your chicken, or even I love to have these tomatoes just like a bruschetta. Just take a little piece of bread, then put it in the toaster, and then once it's hot, just take a little bit of the garlic, spread it, and put the tomatoes on top, and it will be really delicious. But don't worry, as soon as it's done, I will show you how I do it. Okay, see you later then. So now the oil is cold. Well, they are more or less room temperature. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer all my tomatoes to this jar, so I can put it in the fridge and keep it and use it whenever I need it. Okay, and because this is a kind of confiture, you can keep it in the fridge at least for 1 month. I don't think you are going to stay that long. So now I'm going just to transfer the tomatoes to the jar. So just like this, and then I will use the oil just to cover, and if I don't have enough, I will put a little bit more just to cover, so that way I will be sure that the tomatoes will be preserved without any problem.